Welcome back to another episode of the Junk Monkeys Podcast, your bi-weekly connection through conversation. I'm one of your show hosts, Randy McLeod, and I'm joined by my good friends, Noah Garbutt.
Hello.
And Bradley Gerson.
Hey, guys.
Hey, everyone. We're back. I took a little hiatus, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But today, we're going to be talking about two major things. We're going to be talking about the idea of quitting and the unemployment era. It's a good time.
It's spreading.
It's spreading. Fucking the pool is getting big. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna stay in high spirits about it as we discuss like how it's kind of cool and how life changing and important it is maybe sometimes to quit things. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I hope you stick around for this episode of the Junk Monkeys Podcast. I think it'd be funny if you start to anticipate it so much that you start doing the intro. Like you start
Hey
it
guys,
before
welcome to the Monkeys
you know what I mean?
Podcast.
You're using foresight on me. You know? That'd be really sick.
He's seeing it.
Oh my god, he's seeing the code. What was I gonna bring up? I was gonna bring up something else too that was gonna be really funny as a way to get into the episode. But it's gone now.
It's gone.
But it's
See ya.
gone now.
Never coming back.
That's fine. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Randy McLeod. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my
Isn't that
God,
wild?
Randy.
That's what I was going to bring up. I was going to bring up the idea that we keep saying bi-weekly connection through conversation. I keep on taking breaks, so it's not bi-weekly.
It's not really bi-weekly.
At all.
It's kind of just whenever I feel like being like, yo, we're
it's
doing a podcast.
By whenever we want.
Yeah, it's semi-regular. I like that. You're semi-regular.
It's good to be
connection through
semi-regular.
conversation. Keep it regular.
Free.
No, okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? Really cool topic today. I wanted to get into it, but first I just want to ask Brad, how you doing, brother? I haven't talked to you in a while.
Good.
Saw you on Monday, but
Good to
like
see me on Monday.
we haven't been in the booth together for a bit.
I've been good, man. Living life, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Got a job interview tomorrow.
Let's go. That doesn't really help with our topic,
No, it
so I
doesn't.
need you to
Kind
remain
of
unemployed.
counterintuitive.
So if you could just cancel
I'll
that.
text him right now.
Okay,
I'll
thank
text
you.
him right now.
Yeah, I can't make it.
Hey, Mr.
I got an image to uphold.
Have you ever heard of the Junk Monkeys Podcast?
Way more important than this. So.
Yeah. Noah Garbutt, how you doing?
I'm good.
It's crazy because I'm like talking as if I haven't seen you guys in the last 2 consecutive days.
I literally saw you yesterday.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been watching Andor. Been loving that show. Really good stuff. There was a massacre in the last episode. It was really fucked up. It was
Damn.
really,
I
really
kind of
cool.
like when shit gets fucked up in TV shows.
Dude, I'm telling you, Andor, it's got the sauce.
Where does one watch Andor?
Disney Plus.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yep.
Can I watch it without knowing much Star
Yep,
Wars?
because I
Yes.
don't know anything about Star Wars.
Yes, you can.
It's just a really good political allegory.
Cool.
Like, it's really good.
Bang.
And then Brad and I, Monday, went to Thunderbolts. Got a couple Coronas at the OJ's.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I just wanted to, I'm going to start the episode with giving some flowers real quick, if that's okay.
Ooh.
I want to give flowers to
Spring
Brad.
flowers?
Whoa.
I don't know. This guy's just cool as a fucking cucumber when we're in public. I don't know what it is, but this guy can just like chill at a table, and then like somebody will just be like he'll just be like, oh hey, this person. I'm like, you know them? It's like, yeah, of course I know them. They're my best friend actually. You know what I mean?
Brad's
That did
gonna
happen
grow
at
up.
OJ's.
Yeah.
Brad's gonna grow up to be one of those dads that just like every time he goes out shopping,
Yeah.
he gets locked into like the half-hour
aisle
long
blocker.
conversation.
Mhm.
Yeah, the aisle blocker.
Mhm.
I'd love to be an aisle blocker one day. I feel like those are happy people.
I've
It's like,
experienced
"Oh,
it
how
too
do you-
often.
How do you know him? And it's like, oh yeah, like I saw him like 20 years ago this one time.
yeah. Spilled a drink on him one time. You know, it's a whole thing. But yeah. So, gentlemen, as I alluded to, as we made fun of Brad for having a job interview,
We're fucking quitting.
we're quitting. And by quitting, I mean I've already quit. I wanted to do an episode where we kind of just delve into the idea and like moments in our lives where we've decided with something that enough is enough, or not even in like a super negative way, but more just like a change needs to happen.
Right.
And sometimes that requires the word quitting.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanna start with that. Obviously, myself, I've had a bit of experience with quitting. I didn't quit high school. Pretty proud of that. Did pretty good. But civil engineering, we already covered it in a previous episode, but I went to Red River College back in 2017. And then by January 2019, I was like, nope. And
Quitting this shit.
I quit that shit. And ever since then, I was like, man, I've been a dropout. It's crazy. I've done it. I've done the thing. I was also unemployed at the time, in which we will talk about later with the whole unemployment era. But yeah, I'm gonna speed through mine really quick, but because I think it's well documented at this point. But yeah, and then I went to Nova Scotia, and I went to St. FX, and I was like, nope, not for me. Quit that. Went to a different university, so not a full quit, like the dropout.
Transfer.
A transfer. But it was a situation where I was like, I'm giving up on this idea of staying in Nova Scotia. Right. And then most recently, I quit my job at Westman Communications Group. Because I was like, oh, I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled at the end of my day when I come home. And I'm like, what did I do today? I don't know, you know? So I wanted to get those out of the way because those are kind of going to be what I refer to in this episode when I'm talking about quitting and like the associated feelings with such a thing. But I also kind of wanted to talk to you guys because I'm like, I know of instances where you guys have also done that thing where you, again, it's not even, it's tricky because it's not, quitting is such a negative term.
Yes.
But transfer, like you said, Noah, is a better term sometimes.
It's quitting gives off, or it alludes to not trying again.
Yeah.
You're just done. You're done with the entirety of whatever subject it is you're quitting. But like you quit a job, but
got another.
You're gonna go get another job.
Yeah.
It's not that you're quitting the thought of having a job.
Right. You're not quitting working.
Yeah. You're not quitting working.
Yeah.
So yeah, it comes off with a negative connotation like that, but it's ill representative.
Yeah. Yeah. Brad,
What's up?
what experiences do you have quitting?
Well, I did quit my job technically in the Decembers or into the Januarys when I
yes.
became unemployed. Technically,
Right.
I did quit it. You know, wasn't happy doing it. So I
Because
was
you
like,
were in the middle of the winter.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
I hated
yeah,
working
dude.
in the winter.
Tell me about it.
I don't know. Like it was like working in the winter in construction. One sucks, which is fine because I'm okay with doing things that suck.
Yeah.
But just generally speaking, like I knew I wasn't gonna do that as a career. I knew I had went into that doing it temporarily, and I was like, I'm gonna get too comfy. I gotta quit. Otherwise, I'm gonna not stop doing this.
Yeah.
Which is what I really came into this wanting to do. So I quit and also hoping that I would like get my ass in gear to find a new job. But you know, it's May now.
It sure is. It sure is.
It's May now.
What is that? January, February, March, April, May.
Yeah, but it's not lack of trying. It is actually the job market, which sucks. But
yeah, it's not hot.
no, it's not very hot.
No.
Dude, I was on eBrandon the other day.
Oh.
Every single job listing had the fire thing on it for
Yeah.
trending.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Everybody's looking for a job,
I
man.
was like, dude, come on.
And obviously, we just we talked about it on the episode where Noah and I had a beer, but like a lot of people at PV Mart, like a lot of our buddies, like we're in the unemployment era right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, like theirs was more not chosen. They had to be quitting,
Yeah.
and you know,
Well, that's not even quitting. No,
that's just being forced to stop working.
Do you
job
get
loss.
severance packages for that type of shit?
I was wondering that. I didn't ask them.
I didn't
I
really know
have no
either.
idea.
No.
Like I'm sure like higher management would.
Yeah, I
But,
just don't. I don't know if they
But
would care
with
about the
what
little guy.
money?
The soldiers.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, they don't have money, but
No.
legally they would have to, wouldn't they? I don't know. It's the whole thing.
I don't know.
So, yeah.
Yeah, quitting I think is a great thing. I think quitting is slept on.
I don't disagree, Brad. In the two experiences that I've had with like full quitting and not having a job, don't disagree.
It's like it's nice because it's like you're choosing to do something different. It doesn't mean you're not choosing to like live, but you tried something out and it wasn't for you, and you're doing something else.
1000%.
So bang.
A lot of people very much get stuck in the mindset of like you were talking about, where it's like you didn't want to get stuck.
Yeah.
You know. And I think that is a major problem for a lot of people because they just kind of consign themselves to like, well, I guess I'm doing this. Like,
yeah, it's easy. It's easy to not.
it's familiar.
It's so easy to just keep doing the same thing. So
Yeah, yeah.
I get it, but
Even if you're miserable, though, and that's we can talk about the idea of like work to live and live to work. But I wanted to get to Noah's quitting experience.
I don't have a whole lot because I have such a relatively short work experience like profile.
Yeah.
My first job was PV Mart, which I only quit last year.
Yeah.
And that wasn't due to me not liking the job. It was due to that job not being able to support me.
Yeah.
It was always kind of weird working at PV Mart for such a long period of time, because it's such a it was almost 10 years. That's typically something that you find from somebody much older.
Sure.
It felt like. So it definitely, I felt like from a third person perspective, it looked like I was like a lifer, or I had no ambition, or I didn't have, I don't know. The drive to try something new. But I didn't hate PV. But I did definitely get very comfy in it. I knew my work routine inside and out. If anything, if a wrench got thrown into it, then I was able to deal with it fairly gracefully and everything. But the job didn't support how my life was moving outside of it.
Yeah.
So obviously I had to do some job hunting, and eventually it came to quitting, which could have been done a little bit more ceremoniously, as opposed to a little bit more gracefully, as opposed to how ugly it kind of got.
Yeah.
But other than that, like my other two jobs that I've had, like I worked at Springland Manufacturing, but I knew it was only a summer position.
Sure.
So like quitting is basically inferred in the job application.
Yeah.
And then the second one was working in New Zealand, which again, like that was only, we knew that we were coming back to Canada. Like we knew that we would be quitting eventually. So it didn't really never really weighs on me.
Yeah.
Quitting a job. There's definitely been some times at PV where I was upset to the point where it's like, okay, I'm like, fuck this place.
Yeah.
I need to get out of here. But it was always fairly temporary.
Sure.
I haven't really completed university or college. Like I essentially quit university. I didn't enjoy it. I had drive to attain a goal that I wanted to get, and I knew that university had to basically be gone through to get that. But that wasn't something that I was willing to do.
Yep.
So I quit on that. I gave up. I knew that I wasn't going to attain that goal satisfyingly for myself, I guess.
Sure. It would have been like pulling teeth.
Yeah, exactly. And then college was for mechanics, and I essentially quit that. I don't want to say quit. I want to say I failed that. I got all the necessary requirements and everything, and then I got to the job and everything, and I gave up on it. I didn't really give it a whole shot. I got my what's it called? Not apprenticeship.
Your red seal.
No,
you get
that at the far end.
Yeah, but you got it.
No, I did not. I did not.
You got your blue seal.
I did a temporary work placement through school and everything.
Yeah.
A co-op.
I don't even think that's what they called it. They called it something else.
A work term.
And
free labor.
that's basically what it was. You could have been paid, but they didn't want to pay me.
They don't pay a lot of people.
No, it's actually a really shitty system, but go on.
Yeah. And then at the end of that, even your parents offered me a job.
Yep.
And I said no.
Yeah. If you don't mind, if I push back on you a little bit on the turn of phrase that you used, or a piece of wording that you used.
Yeah.
You excelled. You did not fail. You excelled at learning, and you excelled at the skill gaining that you got.
Yeah.
You also succeeded at knowing what you didn't want to do.
Fair.
Like, and I know that's such a but the glass is actually half full,
Yeah.
Brad.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, like I think words are powerful, and saying failure is a bit. It's a strong thing.
Yeah. Sorry. I am saying that because that is how I want to perceive it, because I don't want to essentially tell myself that I quit it.
Sure.
So I tell myself that I failed it
Mm-hmm.
so that I essentially just put the blame on myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. No, fair. But yeah, like hearing from both of you and my own experiences is I'm noticing that like it's that point of realization where it's like I'm not enjoying this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such an interesting thing where I think we kind of talked about this in the adulthood episode, where I love how this podcast is just like, you need to do your homework. You need to do your homework before you listen to this.
Throwback.
Yep. But we talked about how there's this idea growing up that like, oh, I'm going to do this, going to get my education, going to get a job, the golden path.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this straight, perfect, unbending line that you just follow like a timeline.
It's a step-by-step.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Follow this instruction booklet,
Yeah.
and you'll have a fulfilling life.
Totally. No. Man, no. Because like the probability of you finding exactly what you think is going to fill your cup at the end of the day on the first go is astronomically high. Some people do it, and I think that's fantastic for them.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Good for you.
I'm fucking jealous of you. And I am, because I've gotten to a point where I'm like, man, I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ever like, it's a question that's asked a million times. It's like, oh, what do you want to do in life? I don't think anybody really knows.
No.
I think people stumble across something that they enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody knows without doing something that, yes, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
It's a great point. It's very much an experience thing.
Yeah.
Of like,
You have to have the experience to know. You can't just basically infer that this is what I'm going to want to do, and I'm going to want to do that for the rest of my life.
totally. Yeah, and like, there's also the tricky thing when it comes to quitting and when it comes to deciding something is not for you. The tricky thing with getting stuck, as we were talking about, Brad, where you might be really good at it. Like, you were probably quite good at construction by the end of it.
Yeah, well, I could get it done.
You could get it done, right? And we kind of start to conflate this idea of like, I'm really good at this job, so therefore I should keep doing this job.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I was really good at writing and doing stuff for marketing. I didn't enjoy doing it though by the end of it. I liked learning about it at the beginning. But there's this weird thing with me where it's like, it's around the 1.5 to 2 year mark where I'm just like, I start to like not get bored, but I start to just feel like something's wrong. You know?
I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, one thing you have to remember is that experience does not directly correlate to enjoyment.
No.
You can have experience.
Yeah.
You can have crappy experiences, but you still have experiences in something.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily mean that you enjoyed any of those experiences.
Yeah. And it doesn't like negate any of the enjoyment that you had.
No.
But like, people aren't static either. I think that's a really important thing to know too.
Yeah.
Like, jobs, a lot of jobs assume that the person they don't see them as people, they see them as output or effectiveness.
Numbers, or especially if you're in a corporate job like you were, it's
Totally.
going to be like, what are you doing for the rest? Like, you could do half the work, and if you did it like the right work and it made the right numbers, you'd probably get a promotion.
Yeah.
Like,
And that kind of bothered me a little bit, where I'm like, I could just sit on my phone all day and everything would be fine. I'm like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't like just sitting around, that's not my thing.
Soul crushing doing that.
Very. And I think like that led to such a level of burnout in me where, and I've talked to you guys about this like at length. But in the last couple months, I just got to the point where I'm like, I think I'm like physically not, or like not even physically, but like all around not good.
Right.
Because of the amount of burnout that I'm experiencing right now. So I made that change, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out, dude. I gotta get out.
Need to have some sort of stimulation.
Yeah, because otherwise it would have gotten, like you were saying, Brad, where I'm like, well, I'm just here. Like,
Yeah.
I need a paycheck, and that's true. Like, if I
Yeah.
had responsibilities, yeah, it would have been a much more like, I don't think I can quit my job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
And you'd also probably be more motivated too.
totally.
Like when it comes to the thing of like getting a wife and having kids and all that stuff, I feel like if I had like kids that I had to take care of and
Yeah.
their money would go towards them,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I love doing this because it's for somebody else.
At least
not
there's a
for me.
purpose.
Yeah.
It's
Like
not
when I'm
just-
doing it for myself, then it's like I don't need more money necessarily. Like
Totally.
I have the funds to not do this.
Well, and when it's
While
for
I search for
yourself,
something.
you don't you don't want to. If it when
Mhm.
it's for yourself, you want that income to essentially come from a place of not complete lack of enjoyment.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you don't want to have to go in to pull your teeth out just so you can enjoy something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm and that's kind of where I'm at now too with like my unemployment thing is like I'm going into maybe getting a part-time job. I'm gonna probably get another part-time job. Like I'm in like the searching stage, I feel like, of life where it's like I don't know what I want to do for the rest of my life, so let me try some stuff out.
Yeah, it's the try phrase.
Yeah.
You know, where
The try phase.
Try
Let's-
something new.
Try something new. Exactly.
because like Brad and I were spitballing the other night when we were having beers. It's like, bro, we would wreck shop in the kitchens. You know what I mean? Like we'd be in the back of
Yeah.
Browns. You know, it'd be hilarious.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. But like fun to try. You know, like.
Yeah, it might not be a forever thing, but if
No.
it turned into that, I'd be so happy, right?
Mhm.
Like that's what I want. Like I hope it does, but
Yeah.
maybe it won't, and that's
Yeah.
fine too.
Or maybe we just need to dismantle the whole system and get rid of capitalism. You know what I mean? Just
Maybe I
Man,
live
this
in the woods. For
this
5
guy's
years.
talking about something.
think about it, guys. We could have our own little commune, right, where we just live off the land. We take care of each other. We hijack Wi-Fi signals from others.
So a cult.
No.
We don't like
No.
to use that C word.
Commune. We communicate with
Yeah,
one
these are
another.
the cultists.
Ah, shit.
This is where it started.
Yeah, I have a long beard now. And yeah, I call them friends, not followers. But the Junk Monkeys cult. I can see it.
In rural Manitoba.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody's going to find us. Nobody
That's
comes
true,
out
though.
here.
That's true.
You know? Is there any cults in Manitoba?
Yes.
Was there?
There's got to be a couple.
I'm not going to say any because it'll offend some people. But
Oh, no. Oh, okay. All right. I see what you're saying.
I got you.
But yeah. No, it's cool, man. And like I guess like another thing I want to talk about is like I guess you haven't really had an unemployment era, right?
No.
No. You've been working. You've been putting in the work. This guy put in the work.
The work.
I think the longest period of time I was unemployed was when I came back from New Zealand and I had to quarantine for 2 weeks.
That's wild.
Yeah, man.
That is crazy. That's
Yeah,
cool though.
yeah,
Because
that-
you've been
that
working since
probably-
you're 20, you 15?
Yeah, I've probably been working since I was 15.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I get that. I
Like
think I was that.
nonstop too. You
I think
know?
I was
Like that was
until
2 weeks.
this.
I've taken 2 weeks vacation.
No, I get that, but like,
It ain't the same, brother. Once
ain't
you're
the same.
once you're 5 months deep, dude.
oh,
it's different.
dude. Honestly, Brad and I were like, when we were having drinks, he was just like, "Yeah, so podcast tomorrow." I'm like, "Yeah, on Wednesday though," and he's like, "Yeah, tomorrow." I'm like, "No, Brad, today's Monday, bro." And we were talking about like the May long weekend. It's like, is that this weekend? Are we in the weekend?
It's the weekend right now.
Yeah, but like I feel that though because I woke
Yeah.
up this morning. I'm like, what fucking day is it? Like
Yeah,
I
literally.
had to sign something today. I can't remember what it was, and it was just like, what was the date today? And the person I was with, they were just like, oh, it's May 12th. Like you don't really know unless you go to work. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess not.
No, dude, I go to work and I still don't know the date a
That's
lot of the
fair.
time.
That's fair. I had to ask, like, it's not June, is it? She's like, no, it's May. I'm like, okay.
Thank God.
Thank God. But yeah, like Brad, you and I, like, you're 5 months deep. The
I'm
longest,
experienced.
yeah.
I'm experienced in this unemployed thing.
Yeah. It's what's your experience so far then?
Like,
Like, what was the first month compared to now?
honestly, at the start, I feel like you take that time and you just use the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Like I was like hanging with friends all the time, or I was going to the gym more often. Or I had a bunch of things on the go all the time because that's what I was so used to. And then I realized I could just sit back and like play some video games. And I had like a 2-week period where I was like a Discord mod. Like it was bad for a little
Yeah,
while.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
I was like, I can't do this either. So now I'm at this happy medium where I'm like, I think I've found like my rhythm.
Yeah.
My rhythm in being unemployed, which is cool, and I'm excited to get out of it. But yeah, it's fun. It's exciting, and then it's not exciting.
Yeah.
So, and then it's also just really shitty to tell people. Like, nothing more than I hate when people are like, so what do you do? I'm like,
Unemployed.
nothing. I'm unemployed.
Yeah.
I started making a joke all the time. Like, I say it all the time as like a joke, but it's like, yeah, it kind of sucks having to say that all the time.
It kind of does, because you get this like weird. I remember when I was leaving Westman, like everybody that works there is very much like a lifer at this point, or like older, like in their not older as in like
Fall.
like whoa. Got the family, they got the whole thing, right? Like these are family people. I was the youngest person at that company by far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like the news broke that I was leaving, and a lot of people were shocked. They're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "No, nothing happened. I'm just like not happy working here, like doing this line of work." And they're like, "So what are you gonna do?" I'm like, "I'm gonna take a little time for myself, and then I'll find another job." And they're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like
they look at you weird.
They do, because
like,
it's such a foreign concept, and it's so against the grain at this point.
It is against the grain.
Yeah.
I think it's also so helpful though.
Yes.
But I totally understand where working people like come from, because like I've been a working person, and when I see someone not working, I'm like,
really?
Really? You can't spend your day working.
Is it that hard? Yeah.
Which it isn't. Like,
No.
I've worked hard most of my life, but it's like, I get it. I do.
See, like as a working person, it's like the idea of not having a job. This is gonna sound so just weird, but it like when I was between PV and before I had my first day at Westman, it was a weird sense of, oh, this is nice, but at the same time, like, holy fuck, I really need to get to Westman, because like if something happens and I don't get on at Westman, I'm gonna be jobless, and that scared me.
Yeah.
It is scary.
Because when that happens, I start attributing absolutely everything I do to a dollar value.
Yeah, dude.
100%.
And I do that to everything. And I know, like, oh, if I go and do this, that's going to be $50. And I only have this much in my account. And so I can only do this so many times before that hits zero.
Yep.
And then what do I fucking do?
Yep. I've calculated how many OPA orders I can make.
4,000.
I can only get 12 pita wraps before they tell me to go home. But yeah, no, I feel that, because it's almost like a weird reprogramming.
It's like
some people,
it's like a resource value that you just slowly see in like resource management games.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I've
My hunger's
drained
going
this
down.
coal mine dry, and I just see the number slowly going down. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, am I gonna have enough?
Ooh.
It definitely is anxiety ridden.
Anxiety ridden.
Yes. Being unemployed 100%.
Yeah.
And it definitely I know a lot of, like, the start of it was, like, coming to the terms with that fact. Like, I felt like I was always kind of, like, anxious, or, like, kind of dealing with that mental idea of not working.
Yeah.
The financial mindfulness.
The financial mindfulness, and then just, like low key, you just feel less valuable, like, in a weird way.
Yep.
You're like, I'm really doing nothing for nobody, which is weird.
But like, man, do we gotta work on that a little bit as human beings, where the first little while of being unemployed and being without not purpose, but like, because like your job is not your purpose sometimes, or maybe it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But like,
without job-oriented responsibility.
Yeah, without that, like, all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm not being productive.
That expected outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to be
Or output, I guess.
output. Yeah, is a great word. You need to be productive.
Yeah.
And you've been told, like, and you've been conditioned to be productive.
Yep.
I remember back when I dropped out of Red River, that first week, and like, it's same thing with Westman just recently, where I was so like, man, I feel like a failure. Failure was such a big word in my brain, and I know we just talked about how, like, no, you're not a failure, you know, blah 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 blah. But like, I just felt like, man, I couldn't crack it. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do the corporate lifestyle. I couldn't do college, or like I couldn't do civil engineering or whatever, right? And I remember, like you sit there in it for a while and you almost like grieve it, where you're like, oh man, I couldn't do the thing. But then I remember I woke up one morning back when I dropped out of Red River, brewed a cup of coffee, sat down, and I turned on Spider-Man PS4.
And you were like...
And I played the entire morning.
Yeah.
And I only noticed at lunchtime that I was like, oh, I didn't do anything quote-unquote productive this morning. It wasn't this constant state of like, you're not doing anything, you're not doing anything. It was just this nice period where all of a sudden...
You didn't have to do anything.
You didn't have to do anything. And you realize, oh, like...
The world didn't end.
Exactly. Exactly. It's not this world-ending thing where, oh man, I'm not contributing. It's like you are contributing to yourself. You are doing something. You're allowed to relax. And that's the problem with like the 5-day work week as well, right? Where you got the weekend, but you have to be productive. You can't relax because you got to get back to work.
That is one thing that still bothers me is that that we still have a 5-day work week. I would way more rather work a 10-hour day and get 3 days off.
So much rather.
Oh my God.
Every day of the week I would rather do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd rather work fucking 3 14-hour days. I don't give a fuck.
See, that's crazy.
Like, I don't give... Like, that'd be sick, man.
That'd be cool.
Get 4 days off?
That'd be cool.
I could mentally prepare myself to be a...
3 12-hour days and then 1 6-hour day.
Like, that'd be sick, too.
That'd be cool.
It's the same amount of hours.
It is.
And I'd probably be more productive.
I'm saying productivity probably going up. Yeah, no, I agree though. Like, and that's the stress of weekends. Like they've turned this thing where it's like you're supposed to be like relaxing and get back to it. All of a sudden weekends are like, well, my Saturday's already half gone, so there goes like a quarter of my weekend. You know, like it's a scary thing, and like you can't sleep in because you got to make sure that the laundry gets done and the dishes get done. You know
what? I will say this last weekend, I'm trying to remember everything that I had to do. I was quote unquote busy, but I was only busy. There was one day where Sam and I decided like, hey, we haven't done any yard work since it's finally started warming up. The grass is growing out of control. We need to do all this stuff. Like, we made plans to just do yard work for basically an entire day, and it was just work. We didn't get any monetary value out of it or anything, and it only took us 2-3 hours. But the rest of the day after that felt so much more rewarding in a sense. And it's difficult to describe because like it was yard work, so like mowed the lawn, trimmed a couple trees, picked up some garbage, like just all small menial tasks. But it was all, I think it was the physicality of it made the rest of the day more enjoyable.
I feel that
it wasn't
you were allowed to relax.
It wasn't so much.
You earned it.
Yeah, exactly. You earned the relaxation. Whereas when it comes to trying to get revenge from the weekend from the week,
there's a word for that.
I know you know what I'm talking about. It's you. I used to experience it a bunch in high school where I would stay up super late because I needed to basically claw back the free time that I lost. And it's much more fulfilling than getting to the weekend and then being like, okay, I need to relax. I need to stay on the couch. I need to play video games. I need to not do things. And then you're like halfway through the day and you just feel sluggish.
Yeah, I get you.
Revenge bedtime procrastination.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But
that's cool.
But on like a week to weekend scale. So yeah, it was a really weird. I felt like it fit in here.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I remember back when I was jogging, like I would wake up and like 5:30 and then go for a run at 6, and then I'd go to work and be like, I have already done something today, thankfully, because like I'm going to this place where I feel like I'm not doing anything.
And doing things in the morning, I find helps so much.
Big time. Big time.
So much.
I don't sleep in anymore.
No. I have to wake up, or I wake up at 6:30, even though work doesn't start till 8, just so I have like that free time in the morning and everything to fully wake up. But because of that, like my sleeping in is like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Drives Sam insane. Drives her nuts.
Yeah.
She's like, why aren't you sleeping in? It's like, I did. I got an extra 3 hours.
You check the time.
I mean, yeah.
I slept 10 hours.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then you just get up and you bang out all the chores early in the morning.
Yep.
I like
And
doing
the rest of the weekend or day just feels earned. In
One
a
of
sense.
my favorite things to do when I'm hungover is like chores the next day, because
Oh, yeah.
I actually I hate waking up hungover, or
That
just
sucks.
I hate to the point where I don't really enjoy drinking anymore. But if I am not feeling great, it's like, okay, we're picking up the apartment, we're sweeping. I don't
Yeah.
care. I need to feel like I'm doing something, because
Right.
otherwise this is not going to work. I can't just lie
You
on the
can't
couch and be like,
rot.
everything sucks.
Yeah, you can't just rot the day away.
Exactly. Yeah. Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose again, we associate quitting and we associate giving up on things with such negative connotation. I quit Westman my last day was last Friday. And since then,
2 weeks from when this is posted.
this might go on this Friday. I gotta talk to Dan about that. And you, because you make the thumbnail. Which you do a great job of. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I stopped working at Westman last Friday. And it was very nice. Everybody's very nice, and
Yeah.
it's not a thing. I was they were asking me, so why are you leaving? And I'm like, it's not a company thing. It's a me thing. I
Yeah.
just know what I don't enjoy, and this is something I'm not enjoying. And for context, I was not doing very well at all going into this quitting process. I don't think I haven't felt this I was walking around today and I was like, I feel like I can breathe for the first time in months, where I was just like, I feel so free now.
Yeah.
I feel so much happier. And I remember when I was quitting, I was asking so many people oh man, is this the right call? I'm very much not a person that just does something.
Right. Yeah.
I very much need affirmation.
I get you.
And I got a lot of mixed responses where some people were like, no, just wait till you find another job and then quit or whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever. And great advice, but at the same time, I was just like, no, I know that I'm not enjoying this day to day, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I quit and I became way happier. And I was just like, it's almost as if my body's telling me bro, this was the right call.
Yeah.
It's a really nice, oh, okay. You're doing the right thing for yourself here.
Sometimes, man, sometimes it really is the hardest thing to take that first step. And
Yeah.
then once you do it, it's I get it now. It's chill.
Yeah.
I felt the same way after, saying I'm not going to work. I was like, I feel better now. I don't feel like I'm dreading when this comes up, or I'm dreading when it comes to.
Mm-hmm.
And, it feels like you can plan. Your head's more clear. You can plan your future better. You can figure out what you want to do easier. So
I can actually figure out, I don't know, the things I'm going to cook. That was my thing.
Oh, man. So much mind power goes into what I'm going to cook now.
So much bandwidth is opened up.
Yeah.
You've added 12 gigabytes of RAM. This
Yeah.
shit can run so much more. It's nice and relaxing. And I think that's very much a thing I need to work on, is learning how to relax better. Because I'm very much still in this weird process of well, I'm not being productive. You're not doing enough. You're not doing the thing. And it's well, no, you're not supposed to right now. It's kind of nice. Obviously, I'm still going to look for jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a job I'm looking at for University of Manitoba. It'd be cool.
Bang.
Be cool. Copywriter job, right? Be pretty neat. But at the same time, I've worked enough that I have savings to allow myself to relax and to breathe for a second. And it's I don't know. I just finished school as well. My graduation's coming up, but I'm done classes, and I just realized man, I've been hustling a little hard, and it's nice to realize okay, take a breath. It's that weird thing when you finish university or post-secondary as well, is that there's this expectation of oh, I finished, now I'm gonna get a job. It's not really.
No.
There's not
That's
a
all
clear
that golden path.
Yeah.
golden
I
path.
wish I walked into college with a job.
Could you imagine?
Holy shit.
Insane.
Great. ACC's a liar, dude.
They get you
poster-
jobs. They get
The
jobs.
poster says like 92% of graduates leave with a job.
Yeah.
Like in their field? In their field? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and the little fine print at the bottom.
80% worked at McDonald's. It's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, man. Well, like, I don't know, Brad, like, do you find that, like, in the period in which you haven't had a job in the field that you studied for, do you find yourself wanting to are you more motivated to go find something in your field now, or are you just more motivated to go try other things at this point?
100%. Like, I've been searching in my field pretty heavily.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously a bank job is directly in my field. But, like, yeah, all I've been looking for is kind of in my field, and I really want to actually try it out.
Yeah.
Like, I put so much time into learning it.
Might as well go see if I like it.
Why can't I try it out?
Yeah.
You want to try to get something out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least, like even if I don't like the job and I work it for a year or two and I'm like, this isn't the one for me, at least I have that, like, financial mindset. Like, I know how I want to spend my money and where to put it and stuff like that.
No, exactly. Well, that's like me with my mechanics.
Yeah.
Like,
how much money you're going to save on fucking mechanic bills now.
Yeah. Is that I'm going to be able to do so much work myself. Like, when we were doing the yard work and everything, before we even got to, like, mowing the lawn or whatever, I had to take apart the lawnmower to clean out the carburetor because I left it out all winter. And I just knew how to do that instead of spending who knows how much money on a new mower because mine wasn't working.
Yeah. It's just those little things for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, like, obviously I hope this job thing works out for me.
Mm-hmm.
But, who knows?
Well, and again, like, 5 months is pretty, like, inconsequential in the grand scheme of things, right?
In the grand scheme of things, yeah. When I say it out loud, I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
This is the longest I've ever been unemployed.
For sure.
Like,
5 months, but how many months have you been alive?
Yeah.
How many months have you started your working career?
Like I've been working since I had a license.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that was the thing when I dropped out of college was, like, I was in that apartment in Winnipeg for, I want to say 3 months.
Yeah.
First month, I was like, I'm on cloud 9. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm gonna watch movies every day. I watched all of the Back to the Future movies. I watched. I played Apex literally every day. That was oh man, Mike and I fell down a hole.
Oh boy.
And I was like waiting for Mike or Dallas to get done school so I could be like, all right, boys, hop on. You know what I mean? And in the meantime, I would just, like, watch movies or whatever. Right? I was doing the things that brought me a lot of joy, but then. You need an aim at some point. Like, you need something to work on eventually.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it does get a little like, oh man, like, we got to do something right now. Because otherwise I'm just sitting here and doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Feeling stagnant. Yeah,
stagnation. It's a tricky thing to wrestle with, and I don't want to get to that point this time where I don't want to be like, fuck, man, I'll just take whatever job, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to just jump at, like, I guess this job is available,
Know what you can do.
That was another thing I struggled with a lot too. Like, when I'm in the job search, right? Like, have been. It's like, oh, you should apply for this, or like somebody, you apply for this. You should apply for this. It's like yeah, like I could apply for that, but I want to look for something that I'm, like, really excited to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm doing this, so I can actually find something I'm excited to do.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
You want to know what I did? I blanket applied to everything, and then I figured whatever I got a response back from, I would just filter that to what I wanted to do.
That's a good idea.
Interesting.
It's an interesting idea for sure.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
It like instead of doing well, no, it didn't. I got referenced by my brother.
Right.
Instead of, like, doing the extra legwork to filter through all the jobs and everything to find the, like, localized ones that you want to apply for, you could just apply for everything, and then if you get a call back for it, you could be like, oh, I got a call back for garbage disposal. Well, I don't want to do that, so then you just don't have to reply to it.
Right, yeah.
But you know that you did have a shot at it.
Right.
So everything that you blanket applied for, whatever you get a shot back for, I guess. What?
I don't know why this is popping in my head. I remember back when I recently became single. Noah was like, bro, just download the dating apps and just fucking just blanket throw that shit out there, bro. And if somebody hits, then you can decide then. But like,
It's not wrong.
I mean, your approach is very consistent. I'll tell you that.
It's got multiple applications. Whatever comes back, cool. You can decide from the stuff you already got a foot in the door for.
That's a really good.
Forgot
That's
I told
funny.
you that.
That's
funny
funny.
as fuck.
Just practice.
That also did not work for me at all.
No,
I
yeah,
got referenced by a friend. Treating
Dating like the fucking job application process.
I need resumes and cover letters.
Bro, I could use some references.
Should ask him for references.
Yeah.
Next time you go on a date, can I have 3 references?
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be crazy.
That would be fucking
Hey,
wild.
can you be a reference on my dating profile?
Oh my god. Is a dating profile your resume?
Basically.
And then what's the cover letter then?
The
Photos.
description.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Maybe the photos.
I'd say photos is resume.
You think
No.
photos is resume?
Resume definitely has to be like
whole thing?
skills and stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
cover letter. Cover letter.
Cover
is
letter
photos.
is pictures.
Because then it's like if you get past the cover letter stage, then someone will read your resume.
No, I think it's the other way around. I think people look at the resume first because that's the snapshot.
No.
And then the cover letter is like a lot of words.
I can
They're
tell
not going to read all the
I
words.
can tell
I
you.
thought the cover letter was like the first thing you read.
Yeah, is it not?
I didn't think so, but maybe.
I always thought the cover letter was first.
I thought it was like read cover letter.
Here's
if you
one
like
thing.
cover
I
letter.
fucking despise the idea of cover letters. First of all,
Oh, I've written
stinks, dude.
so
That
many
is so
fucking cover letters
stupid.
in the last
Same.
month.
Here, let me advertise why I want to work for you, as if the answer is not, I need money.
Yeah.
Literally though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then employers are like, "Ooh, this guy has passion." But like that's the
It's
flawed
thinly
problem with
veiled.
like interviews and
veiled.
like the whole hiring process is like,
Just
I'm going
lie
to tell
about
you
it.
exactly what you want me to say. I might not mean it though. You know, it's the whole thing.
Literally though, you can just lie your way. I've heard stories of people
Fake it till you make it.
just faking faking it in corporate jobs and just saying big words.
Yeah.
They just get in and they're
Yeah.
like, I just don't know what I'm doing.
That's how I feel like I got into marketing was just like, well, first of all, I have a charming personality, of course. But second of all, I also told them that I have a podcast, and you know that must have got me in. That must have got
They
me
were
in.
like, bang, this guy's got a podcast.
We were having drinks. Brad was talking to the waitress, and he goes, "Yeah, this is the guy I do the podcast with." I'm like, "Brad, no."
like Randy. I was like podcast guy.
He's
He's
the
like,
guy.
I love the podcast.
Everybody loves the podcast. You know. Where was I going with that?
That is how that's how I bring you up to my friends. To
I
be
appreciate
honest.
that. I
I
appreciate
go,
that.
these are the guys that do the podcast with.
All
They're
right.
like,
At work, I call you the guy that works in marketing.
Yeah, fair.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
though.
Not anymore. I had to do a survey for Dal the other day because he has to like do it for his police studies or whatever. And it was like, please state your employment status. I was like, unemployed. And he was like, how did that feel writing unemployed? I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be anonymous.
Dude, the barbs. Like,
Anonymous to you.
Yeah.
I'm doing like rugby this year, and there's like a player snapshot thing you're supposed to put out. And one of the questions is, where do you work? And I just haven't filled it out yet.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm
Next
gonna.
question.
Next
Move
question.
I'm
along.
just not. I'm not even
Can,
gonna.
can I skip that one?
I'm not even gonna fill out the whole thing. I don't
That's
even
when you
wanna
just
know.
make up something. You just make up something
I should,
wild.
yeah.
Skydive instructor.
Stripper, male stripper.
Oh, God.
You think they'd post it? They wouldn't ask me, would they?
I think they would change it to adult entertainer.
I think they would just change whatever question they would post on your, on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
player
They just take
snapshot.
out the photo. or
Mhm.
the
Let's-
question.
let's-
Enjoys, you know, like his hobbies include.
Let's remove his job
Yeah.
there.
I love how your mind went to male stripper.
I don't know.
I mean, hey, Brad, you got this is the era of trying.
This
you
is
know,
the era of trying.
so
Doesn't
Get out
matter.
there and
Might
shake
as well
some
just
dick, man.
start selling feet pics now.
yeah.
Hey, I've heard it actually works for some people. So
I don't know if it works for guys. I'm
I don't
not
think
gonna
it would
lie.
be.
I don't think it's a
it would
guy
be.
thing.
I can't imagine.
Like it's
it
for
would.
guys.
I feel like
apparently.
there's got to be a market out there somewhere.
Well, I mean, there definitely is, but like it's a niche market.
Yeah,
Which
but
means you probably got to be.
but
like,
think
top
about it.
one.
If it's niche, people are gonna pay big
True,
bucks
but like
for
I'm
it.
not working on my fucking feet. I'm not looking. not working on my toesies to get the fucking.
Who knows? Maybe there's somebody who's
probably
into
a
it.
top 1% like attractiveness though to be getting into that.
Yeah, you gotta have good feet.
Yeah, and like good dude looks.
Yeah.
You know,
Why would you need good dude looks if they're only taking pictures of your feet?
well, there's probably more involved with it. Probably.
No, I think
I
it's
feel
just
like
the feet, bro.
there's got to be some sort of disconnect. Like top 1% on like only feets or whatever. The dude is just
Only feets.
butt ugly.
Is there an
Might be.
only feet?
I don't know. Is there? I'm gonna Google it.
I don't
Feet
know.
wiki?
No, I
I
don't
thought it
want
was
to.
Feet Finder. or some
Wiki
shit like
feet?
that.
Wiki feet probably.
I don't want to look up. You know what? I said I was going to Google this. I don't want to Google this
You know what?
anymore.
I've decided upon further reflection.
I don't want Facebook ads to start getting any weirder than they already are.
That happened to me one time.
What's going on?
I don't remember what I looked up, but somehow the thing for like a furry group came up. Nothing against people that do that.
Nope.
But I clicked it, and then I got like 1,200 notifications about other furry groups, and all my friends were like, "Brad, what's
Bradley.
going on? This ain't you, man."
Quick little update on my Twitter spree of
yes.
blocking. I'm starting to get ads for.
They're
What is
still
it?
finding shit to send you.
Oh yeah, somehow.
People are still advertising on Twitter?
There is somebody who's advertising. It's not a company. It's just like religious, like this is what's going to happen, like cataclysm, like,
Right.
and it is saying that 82% of the population is going to die in 63 days unless they convert to veganism.
Wow.
Oh.
I haven't deleted it because it's fun to just see it pop up every now and then.
Every now and then it's like only 48 more days.
No, it has stayed at 63
course
days
it
for the
has.
past week.
Of course
It's
No way
hilarious.
somebody believes that though.
Somebody paid money to advertise it on.
That's the thing. It's not cheap. It's not cheap to advertise.
No.
Well, I'm guessing there's tiers of advertisement.
Well, at this point with fucking Twitter, they don't fucking take anything.
Fuck me.
But yeah,
Ugh.
that's one. I'm thinking about keeping that. That
Okay.
guy, he gets to stay. He's funny.
You know what?
He
I
made
like
me
the
laugh.
Cuddy and jib.
He's not trying to sell me anything. He's just
He's trying to give me a warning, and I appreciate that.
He's warning you with his truth, man.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
his truth.
As I'm eating a fucking double fucking quarter pounder.
You think he has like a midlife crisis?
Oh,
after the day
100%,
come out? He's just
100%.
Like,
100%. This is somebody with a midlife crisis who is just like, just feeds off of like conspiracy theories from Facebook and everything.
Totally.
but what happens when it doesn't happen? What does someone after that do? Like, what do you do?
I mean, I don't think they actually believe it.
I think they just
Most of the
claim,
time.
like, no, it was actually supposed to be that, like the goalpost moves.
The
goalpost-
Gregorian calendar, actually,
Yeah.
rather than the Mayan calendar. You know,
Right.
it's
the
a whole
goalpost just moves back farther
the whole fucking thing.
until
So what we've learned this podcast, I like a nice little summary.
Here we go.
Sometimes it's okay to quit as long as you understand what you enjoy and understand that your happiness comes first. And second thing we learned is that the Junk Monkeys will be starting its own feet pick selling service.
Mm-hmm. Called the Funk Monkeys.
Because you got funk coming off your feet.
Funky feet.
Funky feet.
Funky feet.
What kind of feet?
funky monkey feet.
FunkyMonkeyFeetFinder.com.
Trademark that right now.
Right
Somebody
now.
buy that website right now.
They're giving it away for free.
What? You don't think that's a hot one? No? You don't think that's highly sought after? Hot monkey pics? Oh, Jesus.
Hot funky feet pics.
Hot funky monkey feet pics.
Ooh, it's like a bar almost.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm gonna
So
buy
bad.
it just to post a single picture of a monkey. Still has clip art JPEG.
I do want
whatever.
to ask you guys, since we're on this topic, and I feel like it's very on brand with our stuff.
It's not about feet, is it?
No, it's about the 100 people versus one gorilla. Like who's winning?
Dude, 100
Oh, yeah.
people are kicking a
Yeah.
gorilla's ass.
No
I think
shot.
so.
No shot.
100%.
You really don't think so?
No,
It-
it's a surface area problem. I've mentioned this before.
Oh,
but
you
like,
think it's like there's not enough people to be able to grab onto?
exactly. Basically, it's going to be 10 people at a time, maybe 20 people at a time, trying to get in on this gorilla, while the other 80 are like, "All right, we're second wave. Get
Right.
ready!" But like storming the
All right,
fucking
all right.
beaches of Normandy,
All right,
right?
right.
Right,
Like-
okay.
Think about it like this.
Yeah, I'm listening.
How many like 8-year-olds do you think you could take on?
It's a great question. Oh, I'm not a gorilla though.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
We're probably like an 8-year-old to a gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
You
how
think
many
you take
8-year-olds do you think you could take on?
Well, again, surface area problem is like I
You
feel
think
like
you could take on 100 though.
well,
You
8-year-olds
think
are kind of.
100 8-year-olds?
I think 8-year-olds are kind of big. Like
They can be.
Kind of deadly.
They can be big.
such a stupid thing I just said.
But come on, come on. No, answer it.
I don't know how many.
Do you think
fucking-
you- do you think
I've
you
never
could
run the simulation.
Do you think you could take 100 of them?
No.
Somebody. has to
I'm
be
not
able to-
I'm not evolutionarily created to fucking destroy things though. A gorilla has not been sitting dormant, you know, like it's not sitting on fucking TikTok and brain rot all
Brother,
day.
how many times do you look up like do you see like gorillas in a nature documentary that are sitting on their ass like munching leaf?
Yeah, because they are provoked by 100 angry men.
But if they, dude, I think 100 dudes like Like, you imagine 100 8-year-olds like biting your legs, how quickly they're gonna saw you off at the kneecaps.
I think it's also a cardio thing. Like how many people can a gorilla take on?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people bring up this argument.
Don't get me wrong. He's gonna take out a few of them.
People
100%.
are gonna die.
100%.
People will
Are gonna
die.
But like, you get like 6 guys holding one arm. The dude's not moving that arm.
The gorilla
The gorilla is not moving that
Oh
arm.
man.
Do you know how much strength the gorilla?
Six
a
like
silverback gorilla.
200-pound adults are not. The gorilla's not moving the arm.
Well, there was somebody did the calculations of what a gorilla could bench press, and I think it was like 600 or 800 pounds or something like that.
So
I'm so sorry. Hold on.
okay. So
How
like
did they-
100 people versus Eddie Hall. 100
Yeah.
people are gonna kick Eddie Hall's ass.
Hold on.
You should Google it
What
real quick.
fucking scientist was like, all right, put the gorilla on the bench?
To be fair, we don't know the max. We don't know the upper limits of gorillas because they don't anabolically train.
Imagine though.
Imagine.
Holy fuck.
You imagine a roided up gorilla?
Holy shit.
What is
Bro,
the upper limit of
He's
what a
hitting
gorilla
done
the
it,
can
though.
gym.
Like,
He's
they've
hitting
done
the
it.
gym,
No,
bro.
no way.
There's
Anybody.
secret governments everywhere. You think some higher up
You
was
think they're
like,
out there?
dude,
You know what? Yeah.
all it takes is steroids and a gorilla.
Project Gorilla? You haven't heard about this? Black Box Project.
All they need is one
Dude,
secret
100
room.
100 people are ripping the gorilla's arms off.
No.
I don't
Yeah.
think that, but I think I think like all you need to do is poke out some eyeballs and we're chilling.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Look at some
That's a
weak
weak
points
spot.
in here,
There
right?
are some weak spots. But you get close to that face, they got gnashers, bro. They got teeth.
That's true.
They got teeth.
Fine.
That's not fine. You're losing fingers.
We have 200 hands.
It's true.
You're not wrong.
200 hands and that's what? How many fingers? is
1,000
that?
fingers.
That's a lot of fingers.
That's
That's a lot of
way
fingers. 10 times 200.
Yeah.
2,000. Guys, we should probably wrap it up.
Probably.
I figured it'd be a fun way to end the episode by talking about
Did you
the
say 10 times 2,000?
Yeah, 10 fingers.
no, 10 times 200. 200 hands. 10
So-
fingers.
So 10 fingers each hand?
Oh, he's right, he's right.
You got me, bro. You got me,
I
bro.
got you, I got you.
This guy went to fucking finance school. He does math.
Not all the time. So 1,000 fingers.
1,000 fingers.
1,000 fingers. I was close.
I'm glad we figured that out.
I am too.
1,000 fingers, one of them's going in an eye.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the gorilla closes his eyes.
Okay, how tactically what is the tactical level of this gorilla?
How much planning do you get too? Is another thing.
No, you're
it's-
just dropped
no,
in.
You're
Gorilla,
just
dropped in.
Gorilla's in the middle of a football field.
Gorilla
Okay.
doesn't get to plan. Neither do the people.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Like, once the first dude gets dismembered, think about it. That's 4 weapons for everybody else.
Well, here's the problem, though. Here's the problem.
That's fucking crazy.
That's plenty of weapons for the gorilla, and morale goes down. The people are like, "Oh fuck, he just ripped apart Jimmy! Oh no!"
No, it's to the death.
Yeah,
It's to the death. Like,
but like that's the thing. Do they have the will? You know?
I feel like I do.
Yeah.
Are you in that situation? You're like, all right,
100%.
my turn. You
No,
know?
because it's not a one-on-one.
Well, it's not a
It's
one-on-one.
Like, it's like, all right, gang.
Yeah, Noah, you go
talk.
first. No, we're all gonna go together.
Talk, run a distraction.
No, on 3, okay? Go. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Junk Monkeys podcast. How many junk monkeys do you think you could take on? Let us
Yeah.
know in the comments
How many
below.
jug monkeys?
Yeah.
We're all 300 pounds. Just want to let you know that.
I wish I was, bro. No, I don't.
As we had a fucking
Like
episode of
300
Obese Kid.
pounds
Yeah, right.
combined?
Yeah.
Or
Something like that.
Yeah, that's probably right. I'm all. How close am I to 200? I'm like 30 pounds off,
Hey,
I think.
that's pretty good, man.
No, I'm at 175, so I'm 25 pounds off.
Hey, there you go.
All right. I could take on a gorilla.
You can take on a gorilla.
Yeah.
100
Single-handedly.
Randies?
100 Randies?
Yeah.
Like, they could beat it.
I'd talk him down. I'd use the power of negotiation.
Sign language.
I would use charm. I would charm him.
Did you see the fucking video of the gorilla that
Yes,
they
they-
taught
I can't wait to see
they
this.
taught was
The
gonna
concept
die?
of death.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
they
it-
told him
the
he,
gorilla became depressed.
No.
he like couldn't get over it. He was like,
Yeah.
"Why? What's the point?"
Aw, is this the same gorilla that like hung out with Ron Williams?
No.
Oh,
That's
No.
Coco.
No. They just taught him sign language, and then they taught him how
I think
he was
they've-
gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
one
they've
day.
taught multiple gorillas sign language.
Anyways, he got sad. So
Can you imagine like fucking you dropping in into this football field? All of a sudden he does the sign language for "you're fucking next." It's like, oh no.
See, we use that to our advantage. 100 dudes chanting, "You're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're gonna die."
He doesn't know. He
Maybe.
doesn't know, bro.
Maybe.
He doesn't know. Everybody doing the fucking haka like before taking on the gorilla. We get New Zealand's best rugby players
Right.
against this gorilla.
Oh, so it's gorillas versus
Yeah,
gorillas.
pretty much. Pretty fucking much.
Literally though.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Joke Boogies podcast. I hope it was slightly enlightening. And that's always our goal, to be slightly enlightening.
Slightly enlightening.
Slightly enlightening.
Slightly lightning. Thank you so much to the Creation Nation Makerspace. It's a great little place that we do down here in Brandon, Manitoba. Come check it out. Thank you so much to Daniel Mosionier for editing and creating dope music that you're probably listening to right now.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you to Cassie Gertson for running our social media channels. Thank you to Noah Garbutt for creating our sick thumbnails. Thank you, Bradley Gertson, for rolling up, being part of the podcast, baby.
Yeah.
Love it.
Showed up.
And thank you, listener/viewer. Really appreciate it. And I will try to make this a bi-weekly thing. I will try to continue to make this a bi-weekly thing until I find a job, and then I'm like, bye guys. Hey, boo-boo. We're gonna get out of here. I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely weekend, because you might be listening to this on a Friday.
Bang.
Get hype, you know?
I think they got really hype after that.
I think they did. They were like, let's go.
Like they have to fight a gorilla.
Maybe. They wouldn't win.
Yes, they would.
No, they wouldn't. Okay, have a great day. Bye.
So yeah.
See you guys.